the box. Big ones, little ones, take care of it.
I'll leave my notes on tomorrow. This is my to-do list for tomorrow. I sit here for 12 hours. Be right back.
Turn the heat on here.
It is 6:30. We will start the September 10th Select Board meeting. First order of business is the approval of the August 27th minutes. Do you have any edits?
Nope, they're fine with me.
All right, and by consensus, we will adopt or approve the August 27th minutes. Community input. Take off my glasses so I can see everybody. Yes.
I'm here tonight as a water commissioner, and I just wanted to address the board about a situation at the water department, water and sewer district rather, which is that we don't have adequate plowing equipment, which of course the town does. So the water sewer commissioners would like to request of the town that you consider some kind of arrangement with us, and we are flexible about what that arrangement might look like. But I understand our superintendent has spoken with George, and George feels as though the town could manage plowing of the water sewer facility, the treatment plant as well as the well pumps, whatever their town properties are in town, secondary to keeping roads open in exchange for some kind of fiscal compensation.
What do you all do now?
Currently, the superintendent owns a truck with a simple plow, which
Right.
is insufficient for like the Porter
Really
Well, which
big,
is on the top
yeah.
of the dirt hill.
Right.
Well, I was just gonna ask, how the heck do you get there? How do you get there?
Right just beyond the lead.
I know, how do you
But-
get
but-
there?
but yes.
It's not as steep as it looks. It goes up gradually.
Oh, okay,
We regraded the road once already, and it's,
because that's the only one that's really up on
Yeah.
on that kind of situation, the rest of them are,
But there are no like wing blades or anything, so over the course of a long winter, you can't
It's a
continue
very
to push
narrow
it to this,
road.
yes,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
So I'm not asking for you to decide that tonight, by all
Mhm.
means, discuss with George. And, you know, I thought if you were amenable to the idea, then we could ask drivers to keep track of time on time cards and
Mhm.
maybe bill the district monthly or something like that.
What do
Well,
we do with the school district?
We do nothing, we plow for them, but there is no
but
compensation
that's
or
us,
anything.
I mean, they're their own entity.
As is the school, the only difference is the school serves the whole town, whereas the water sewer
No,
district
the
only
district.
serves a portion of the town.
Right,
Okay. All right, well, so there's precedence for,
but also the school
doing it.
is just like the town, it has a budget approved by the town, versus the district does, their only people who vote on that is the district people, so it's kind of different.
It is kind of different. It has the same town meeting process with, they have a representative on the budget committee and their budget goes through the same process.
Right.
It's just smaller, so for those who aren't in the district, and even those who are and don't pay attention, it's easy to miss that cycle because it's tiny and quiet.
Yeah, yeah.
But it would be more efficient, at least for the townspeople that live in the district, having them purchase a plow that's appropriate for the job is not really cost effective.
No, I agree.
So,
I agree.
not that that's the greater town's problem,
Yeah,
but if you're compensated, then
Right,
the goal would be that it's a net neutral
right, okay.
position, but you would still have to budget for it. You would receive
both
the equal,
would.
yes.
Yeah, I think we just need to
You can think
come up
about it,
with
talk
some,
about it,
I
right.
think we should,
Add it to
because
my list of things to do.
things that we should do, but we certainly need to come up with a number that we both can
And a
live with,
plan, and
and a plan.
so that it stays fair on both sides.
Exactly. Yep.
Wonderful.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other community input for this evening, at this point in the meeting? All righty, seeing none.
We get a PO for $1,041.25 for the city of Dover for repairs on truck one that I brought to your attention a while back. Behind transmission lines and tires
All right.
and inspections.
Is that inspection for all the trucks now,
No,
or?
that's just the one
just that one?
inspection, the other since, yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move it and we'll talk about it. I'm not gonna move anything, you're gonna do that, sorry.
I move purchase order 1487 to the city of Dover for truck repairs for $1,041.25. What's it coming out of? Is there a
Second.
repair line?
Yeah, there's money
All
there.
right.
Okay, so that was my question, so it's coming out of the vehicle
Maintenance
maintenance
is-
line.
So it's there right now. Hopefully we can keep it that way.
Yeah, so, where's it? Just had it open, I was looking at it earlier. So there's no issues there, we have sufficient funds to cover?
$9,000 or something.
We haven't encumbered any of that money for other things?
I have that much left to use.
So that's on top of all the money we've moved around, you have that much? Yep, and I found it there. Okay, any other questions
Yeah,
then?
we didn't move any out of that fund.
We didn't move any out of that line, okay.
What was the name of the line again?
Truck
Vehicle repair and
fuel.
maintenance?
Vehicle repair and maintenance.
We've spent 6 and.
Yeah, we got about 9,000.
884.
And there is,
40% spent.
yeah, there's a $3,500 one going for the skid steer as soon as they get
Okay.
the part, so.
This is through September 6th,
Okay.
so it looks like we're okay.
Okay, hope you don't have to fix anything else. All right. All those in favor of purchase order 1487 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, all right.
What are you doing?
Oh, I was passing it to somebody who's not gonna want it. I'm passing it to you.
Okay.
I thought you took it and passed it to Salome for some reason.
Only
I
if
don't-
she needed to see
I don't know
it.
why, but, okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Have one for $328 for oil filters and stuff for the backhoe that we change the oil ourselves, but we have to buy the filters, so.
Right.
Okay.
And there's also a hood latch that we replaced on that, it's $328 for Chadwick Bay Ross.
Okay.
I move purchase order 1485 Chadwick, what is
Bay Ross.
it? Bay Ross.
Very well,
For oil filters and hood latch for the backhoe for $328.46. And that account is
Same account.
same account.
All right, I'll second that. So, we haven't had any major issues with the backhoe?
No.
Since you fixed the,
No,
okay, good to know.
I'm waiting for a hydraulic fitting on it, we had to replace a few hydraulic lines on it under the maintenance, but
No, we had some issues in the past, so I know you had
those
fixed
issues
something.
have been,
Resolved? All right, perfect. Yeah, this is a lot cheaper than what we usually pay, so Chabot payroll. So, all right, so any other questions? All those in favor of purchase order 1485 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, all right. You didn't need to see it, right? It's gone now. You look like you're the cat that ate the canary, George. I'm waiting for it, what's that?
No,
What's up?
I just wanna bring your attention, I would like to purchase a paint machine. I don't have to do that this year, I'm just bringing it up.
That's probably good that you don't wanna buy it this
Oh, I
year.
We need to paint lines at the transfer station,
Uh-huh,
and there will be some parking lines, but we don't have to get into the parking lines. But I also would like to paint a line on Heritage Drive as a sidewalk, to slow these cars down a little bit, and that would save us from probably having to put.
like a fog line on the, or whatever on
What
the.
they do is they'll put a, paint a white line,
Yeah.
5 feet out,
Yeah,
and then put a bicycle on it, make it look like a bicycle path, but it's also a sidewalk. And that, I was talking with, who's McCall from Civil Consultants,
Uh-huh.
In Southborough?
yes. We just looked at Wentworth Road,
yeah,
and they're gonna do a white line from what the existing Wentworth Road was up to the
Uh-huh.
sidewalk, so they're not driving from the wide part of the road onto
right,
the sidewalk.
right.
It'll give the people an idea there's an actual sidewalk,
Uh-huh.
you know, I mean, it's just a
So-
thought, and that was brought up when we had a public safety meeting.
I was gonna say, have you talked to the highway safety committee?
We brought it up, of ways of trying to slow cars down there. If they see
Right.
there's possible sidewalk, they might think there's people out there. And
Right.
slow down a little bit. I mean,
Right.
obviously, it's only the people who live in that development that's speeding,
That is probably a true statement.
but, that was just a thought, is to paint a,
Right.
you know, instead of paving in the sidewalk, paint is definitely cheaper. It's,
But you wouldn't be able to do that with this machine?
yes, we could.
You could, okay,
This machine would be taking care of any painting we had to do in town other than the main center lines,
okay,
if we wanted to do it.
interesting.
I brought it up, I can borrow one of these machines from the Somerville Housing Authority to do the painting we wanna do at the transfer station.
Okay,
So we can have some direction over there. I mean, it's like a racetrack in there when people are in there. I haven't worked there the last couple Saturdays and seeing what's going on. We need to
Okay.
have some direction and stuff. And I got prices on paint, it's only $15 a gallon, so.
okay,
But, there's just some ideas that we
all right,
wanna,
so think about it for next year's budget.
right, that's what I want, you know, at that, but as far as this year, I was wondering if we could borrow that machine and, you know, buy some of the paint to do what we need to
To do
do.
the transfer station? Sure, I mean, it's only $15, it's
Well, yeah,
$7
you're
gallon.
you're buying 5 gallons at a time, it's $15 a gallon,
Okay.
traffic safety paid, I don't know how much it's gonna take, it's, you know,
Okay, all right.
Well, you've got enough in your
we should have some money
next,
in there,
yeah.
at one of the accounts
If it's
there.
just for the transfer station, then that,
We might have a few places that, you know, need some, paint some lines in town while we have the machine, but paint we'll have, I mean,
okay,
nothing that I'm gonna go overboard on, it's just we need to get some direction down there, and
Okay.
that's been a complaint from a lot of people, where do we go, where do we go? So if we put lines in there and,
so when you present your budget to us, you're gonna include it?
I'm gonna be putting.
I'm not gonna write it down then, okay. so-
No, I'm gonna be putting it in, I just wanna give you
Okay.
an idea what the thoughts are on that, and, you know, like I
Okay.
said, I can borrow that right now.
Okay, so you'll need to just come back with us for purchase order for paint.
Right, and again, it'll be probably an after thing, because not knowing how much paint.
Or actually, what's the,
Oh.
the.
It's $75 a pail, so it's not gonna, you know, for 5 gallons, so it's, we'll be able to get quite a bit done, you know,
Okay,
so.
all right.
Anything else? Anything for me, I know the sidewalk's been repaired on Stockdale, that one that we had,
Oh, yeah.
and, we're almost done doing shoulders in
Yeah.
Woodlands, so.
Okay, and Oak Street's gonna get paved probably tomorrow night now, maybe, depending on the
Mother
rain.
Nature's gonna play a big role in that
Right.
this week, this week,
Right,
they thought, last night they had a breakdown, so they went there, so it'll be sometime this week, the way they're talking.
probably not tomorrow night, considering the.
What's your
rain.
head count at the transfer station? Did you get anybody?
Nope.
Nobody.
Well, we talked to a few people over the weekend, there is some people that thinking about it.
Okay,
Uh, We're thinking of putting an ad in the paper, local paper, because I don't think everyone goes on Indeed.com to look for, you know, especially people that aren't looking for work.
Indeed's
Right.
kind of expensive too, might be easier to go to.
So I don't think probably put something in the Foster's.
Alright, well, before you do that, check with Caroline to see how
Right.
much it's gonna cost.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they're expensive too, but not as bad as
You
Indeed.
know, I mean, it's just,
The service that we use is free through Indeed,
Oh,
so.
oh, really?
we got free
Oh, wow.
listings.
I don't
Yeah,
know
we
about
don't.
the Sentinel
Think.
or one of them, you know, local papers if there's cheaper, you know,
Okay.
but, yeah, there's no line knocking the door down, so.
Alright, and so you heard, the conversation about, plowing down at the,
I did. I have spoken with them, and like I told them, I said, we won't be able to do it on the, you know, the roads are gonna get open first,
Right,
and we have a lull between, you know, waiting for inches to pass, we can hit it, you know, hit it and push it back. I don't believe
Right.
it's a problem.
okay.
Uh,
But it would be secondary to.
Oh, it's definitely not gonna be primary, you know,
Right.
and like he said, he can still bust it open if they have to get in there for something.
Yeah,
What they need to do is push it back instead of
Right,
just wear and
right.
tear and
Just
then.
need to clean it up.
I can imagine, especially like last year, we got a lot of snow.
Yeah, I mean, it's
can't
gotta get
imagine.
pushed
Pretty
back.
narrow, though. Yeah, alright. Do you have anything else for Board?
I don't know, I'm gonna hang around for a while, I'm gonna
Okay.
get something on the traffic safety committee, I
Yeah.
didn't know if you get
Yeah.
I
questions,
see
so.
the request of the Highway Safety Committee.
Yeah.
There-
There's a letter in the folder.
Oh, so we'll take, I don't see it anywhere else on here, so we'll take
But
it.
I'll wait until afterwards, so, in case you have questions for me.
Well, number highway, so I'm gonna have you sit right here and we'll see what it's about. Dear Board, at our recent meeting of the Highway Safety Committee, we had a discussion on the existing traffic pattern at the intersection of Church Street and Jesse Doe Road. It appears that many people are confused as to who has the right of way, I can see that. The issue with the intersection is further compounded by the close proximity of the railroad crossing. As a result, the committee is making the following recommendations to the board for consideration. Placement of a stop sign on Church Street from the direction of the church. Okay. Addition of a painted stop bar with a new stop sign. Repainting of existing stop bars. Okay, so, make sure I'm not, this is not two stop signs, just the one and then the bar that goes with it? Okay,
We're adding one stop sign, the other one's gonna remain on Jesse Doe, so both people are gonna have to stop.
okay. We certainly believe this will reduce the number of incidents and make the intersection safer to traverse.
I'm okay with it.
It was, the recommend, so you're on the committee?
Yeah.
Chief, you're on the committee?
I brought it up. It happened a couple times, Ed was in the back, the skid steer heading up there, and a car came the other way, and he ended up right in the middle of the railroad track, so that's not a place to be.
No,
So if someone has to stop, I'd rather see the car stopping off the track.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Did you see the article in the paper about Amtrak is gonna be fixing the tracks from one point to wherever it ends up in Maine somewhere?
oh really?
Well, I
And
did
what-
I talked to the dispatcher there a week or so ago about repairing that crossing at Church Street,
Uh-huh,
and I haven't heard nothing yet, so.
okay.
But I wonder if it's part of that.
They
You
have
think
to,
it is? Yeah, Bobby
It is.
thinks it is.
so,
So that's good.
All right,
we can only hope.
So you've got, $2,500 for signs, which includes $2,000 to upgrade all the stop signs in town. How are we coming along with that?
We have a few left, that we've used all the.
We did, okay, we put them up then?
They're all up, yeah, we got a
Alright.
few that have to be, you know, I'll have to buy a few stop signs, but
Okay, so,
there is still money in my
all right,
account.
so you have enough in there to buy,
Yeah, I got one stop sign.
are you opposed to, the stop sign?
No?
All right, so maybe we'll do, well, we have a motion to, do you have, actually, do you have a purchase order?
You don't need a purchase order, stop sign's $50.
Oh, okay, so,
I make a motion that we accept the letter submitted and let them do their plan.
okay, I'll second that. All those in favor of erecting a stop sign on Church Street, signify by saying aye. Aye, okay. Well, file that, and we'll say thank you to them.
You have to sign it.
No, it's not, it's to me, or to us, from the chair of the,
Oh, I'm sorry, that was
Okay.
something that you need to sign.
that's all right, we need to read anyways. All right, well then,
I
thank
think
you.
I'd like to have
Oh,
Okay.
it, you know, enter it into
Fine.
the minutes.
See, I
Yes.
found
Yeah,
it.
there should be a
I passed it.
notification given on that,
Yeah.
probably there, I was putting it up probably.
All
Yeah.
right, so when you're borrowing this machine from the housing authority in Somersworth, are you gonna do that line as well, or? All
I
right,
can,
all right. Perfect. All right, anything else for George?
Mm-mm.
All right, thank you, George.
Thanks, George.
Chief?
Just quickly on the railroad crossing, I received a call last week from one of the contractors who's submitting a bid, and they said that they're going to redo the entire crossing there, and actually gonna have to shut down that intersection for about 24 hours,
Okay.
24 hours to 48 hours.
Okay.
So,
That doesn't
How does
affect the
that
fire
impact
trucks,
the
does
fire
it?
trucks?
you have to go around.
You
Do
can't.
they fit?
Is
Will
it-
they fit underneath?
So
They
Take
won't
a
get
small
under the
truck.
trestle.
Take out the road so they can get under?
They get 11. Well, the truck should fit, but I think they ought to be looking at it first. If they go under it now, no ladder truck's gonna get in there.
Oh,
Oh,
they
we
don't,
don't
have
go-
one,
they don't
so-
go under that truck. the
No,
trestle.
but, you know,
Alright, so we should let the,
Well,
the
I'm
fire
sure they'll
department know.
notify
Okay.
him.
Well, once it gets closer, and
and that
Yeah.
been
they
this
should
year
let us
though?
know,
Maybe he can
With some
park
notice.
one over on
Right.
that side of the
Yeah.
road or something
Yeah.
temporarily for
Yeah.
that 24 hours or something.
alright.
Okay, two purchase orders. The first to Canine Chaos. Purchase order number 1461. Back in August, we had a dog bite in town. The owner could not show proof of a rabies shot. The dog was impounded at Canine Chaos and then subsequently abandoned. So they sent us a bill for $570 for the care of the dog. We are in the process of charging the owner with abandonment,
Yeah.
and at that which we will recoup the money through the court system.
Oh, wow.
So, first order number 1461 to Canine Chaos in the amount of $570 for a rabies hold.
Okay, I move purchase order 1461 for Canine Chaos for 570, and it's gonna be under the animal control
Animal control
Section,
budget,
yeah,
yes.
okay.
Animal control fees.
for rabies hold.
Second. So this would also be another example of where it's reimbursables?
Yep.
This would be something that,
Exactly.
I'm trying to think of another example, thank you
Yes.
for,
I'll look at it.
yeah, so, how, I guess you can't predict the future, but these people abandon their dog, are we really confident we're gonna recoup any of our money? Regardless of what the courts say?
Well, eventually the court will make them one way or the other. It may take some time, unfortunately, but.
Yeah. All those in favor of purchase order, squint some more, 1461, say aye. Aye, opposed, all right.
How long do you have to hold it? Your dog?
10 days.
10 days? I'm sure it came out
Fortunate that
negative
they,
or
you got it
whatever.
back, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they abandoned their animal.
Okay, purchase order number 1462 to Wayne Shalou Custom World and Auto Body for $925 to decal and letter our new cruiser, and that will come out of my equipment account. That's an anticipated expense.
All right, I move purchase order 1462 for Wayne Shalou Custom World
Custom World and Auto Body.
and Auto Body for detail and lettering for Cruiser 72 for $925.
Second that, any discussion of purchase order 1462? Actually, listen to this time.
Mm-hmm.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, all right. Is this one of the final,
This is it.
items for the cruiser?
That's the final item for the
Nice.
cruiser.
Very nice.
So, we should have it all prepped and ready to go for the Family Fun Day.
Yay! Good.
With touch of truck or whatever you call
Catch
it.
a tracker, yep.
I just have one more item, but I'm requesting the board go into an executive session as is a personnel issue.
You got it, all right.
Motion to go into non-public?
Second, Denise,
Yes?
Mike, yes. We will go into non-public session for personnel matter. We'll make sure that their cameras are turned off.
Right.
Please.
Is yours turned off, Charlie? Yes?
Back, we came back into public session at 6:58.
Mm-hmm.
You made note of when we left, that I didn't.
Well, I did, but
Okay.
tell me what you think of that clock.
6:58, that's actually right for once.
Okay.
It may never happen again, but it's right now, so it may not move, but it's,
It was 6:54.
All right, that's all I have for you folks. Anything for me?
yeah.
All right,
See you
sure.
at some point tomorrow.
All right, have a great day.
You good with Family Day schedule, Bob? Does
Yes.
that work for you?
That works.
Thank you.
All right, do we have any other department heads have snuck in? No?
Nope, and look at,
All right, so, may or may not see the fire chief later. All right, town administration, first item we have is a select board vacancy. I believe, did you send an email in this
Mhm.
morning? Okay, did I see that email? I heard about it, did you send it to all of us?
I got it.
I
You
think
sent
I
it to
addressed
select
it-
board.
I addressed it to the select board.
Yeah,
All right, let me just make sure I got it, hold on.
because I got it.
Okay, then I had it. I've been under the weather all day, so it is, okay, I did see it, okay, I did see it, okay. So, just so everyone is aware, Celia has decided to take her name out of the running
Mhm.
for the open position. I guess that makes our deliberations a little different than this evening, and I'm not laughing at you, I'm just laughing at myself. So we have, in my mind, we have one of at least, well, three things we could do. We can appoint Miles to the interim, we can repost, or we can leave it vacant. Now, clearly, we don't want to leave it vacant, or we wouldn't have gone through this process. I'm fine with appointing Miles, but that is
I
one of
am
the
too.
options, so if we
I
want
am
to.
too. Miles comes in with some experience on other committees and stuff, so I think it's a nice opportunity to feel it out before, you know. I know you want them to be able to pursue it, and I get
There's no requirement, I
No,
would
no,
hope
but
that the person would
I
be
would
able to,
too,
that's all.
but, you know.
You can't require people to do that. so.
Yeah, so I'm okay with Miles.
Okay, do you wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we appoint Miles until the next election, town election. What?
Trying to think of it. I think we should say town next, should we say town election or town meeting? Oh.
It's town election day.
Well, I know, but, well, that's right, because we don't have the meeting afterwards,
Right.
sorry. I'm so stuck in the past. I will
Well-
second that motion. You're right, you're
Yeah,
absolutely
because
right.
he'll be sitting
Why-
at the
why don't-
table.
Why don't we say we'll nominate Miles England to fill the unexpired term, the unexpired term of Suzanne Hewitt, which would be till the next, whatever that is.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
think it is till the next election, but.
Yep,
I'm
right,
gonna
because
give-
she was up for
I just wanna
election.
make
It's
sure we
only
phrase it
till
the right
March
way.
anyway.
It is only till March, but I don't wanna, like, appoint someone to like 2 days before, so I don't wanna screw it up
Yeah,
anyway, so,
yeah,
all right, so
that's fine.
I'll second the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right, we will let Miles know that he has been appointed and ask the town clerk to swear him in maybe tomorrow,
Maybe tomorrow.
if possible. Celia, thank you for putting your name forward. I understand completely that your reasoning, so.
Consider something else.
But I was going to say, if you don't mind if I skip around a little bit on the agenda, we have, and I haven't cleared this with you because we're not allowed to talk out of the meeting, about these things. We have, I don't know if you have any interest in the Energy Committee. We are, as I am, very serious about wanting to explore solar options. Whether they're on a building that the town owns, or some other asset, to offset the taxes, to use it as revenue, one way or another. Whether it just offsets the electric bills for these buildings, or we can make even more money with a larger solar array, I don't know. But, we want I would like it, I shouldn't say we, most of my pocket, would like us to start looking at those options. Is that anything that might interest you?
Yes, I would like to continue in public
I
service.
also don't wanna pigeonhole you, buttonhole you rather, because you're sitting here and you said no to the other thing,
No,
so.
with current things going on in my family, I would rather wait another election cycle,
Mhm.
and then I will have a more secured, what do I wanna say, long-term plan for my children.
Mm.
And that was part of my decision. And then, part of it was I already serve on 2 committees, which I really enjoy. And I don't necessarily want to have to give up those committees or force anybody else off of those committees that might have invested interest in knowledge that I can't offer.
Mhm.
So I am willing to serve, just maybe not in the demanding capacity that this board requires.
Mhm.
Well, Denise and I haven't even discussed whether or not she wants to even look at what I've just talked about, so.
I do,
Okay,
so
well,
I
but she
think we
does,
should,
so,
yeah, I
right.
think we should definitely investigate that. I mean, we have to start thinking about what we can do better about our electricity bills, and
Yeah.
solar is one of them. And I know nothing about solar, so
Yeah,
I'll
no,
be
yeah.
totally
So-
honest with you, so.
So when we get down lower on the, further in the agenda, then, we talk about a couple, like the, yes, it says, alternative electric sources and SRPC energy aggregation proposal, it's a mouthful. As part of that, we'll talk about reinstituting this energy committee, or whatever we called it, I think it was called the energy committee. But you would be willing to serve on that?
I
Okay.
would,
Okay, so, all right, well, we will get to that when we get to that then. So, okay, so we've appointed Miles and, all right. Budgets, town hall maintenance portico has not happened. I apologize, I just haven't done it yet. Budget planning, I wanted to leave administrative support on there. We could take timeline off though, I think, because we have that already, but, only 'cause I don't wanna lose sight of it. That will, play into, I don't think it's on here, on the agenda, sorry, I'm thinking about 8 different things going through my head, and not articulating any of them. Lorraine Hanson's, ad hoc group there,
Mhm.
the, town,
Town manager,
manager slash
administrator.
admin search,
Mhm.
or whatever they call it. In my mind, that goes hand in hand with that, you know,
Mhm.
what do you do with administrative support if you have this other position, or if you don't have that position, what does it mean? You know,
Mhm.
so I'd like to keep it on, it's just a placeholder, I'm sorry, I guess I could have just simply said I'd like to keep it on as a placeholder. The residence tax,
Can we go back to that for
Of
one
course we
second?
can,
Do we
sorry.
know when she's gonna be feeling better enough to
Have you
come
talked
and
to
give
her?
us a
She's
time?
feeling much better.
all right.
Is she up to a public hearing that she wanted before it gets too late to do
I
something
think so.
budgetarily?
All right, I will reach out to
So-
her tomorrow.
Okay, all right,
I think she's finishing up the report.
okay, all right, because she wanted a public hearing.
Yes,
but
yes,
I
she
would like to get
did.
that as soon as possible, so then we can kind of get the feedback about what direction we take.
Unless you wanna speak to her, I mean, you're friends, I'm not saying I'm not friends with her, but you're closer to her than I am, if you wanna talk to her, have her call me, well, I'll see her at some point tomorrow.
Oh, you'll see her
so-
tomorrow.
All right, so I'll just make a
She'll
note.
be here all morning tomorrow.
Okay, well, I'll make a note of it then.
Okay.
Alrighty, anything else we wanna say about, that? The timeline, we can keep the,
I would keep that
keep the
on as
timeline
well.
on
It
this, so we
keeps
don't
us-
lose sight of
We
it,
don't
I
lose sight
guess.
of it,
I mean,
yes.
as I said, it's accelerated this time around, but we're okay right now. The 2019, the residence tax,
Mhm.
I have, we have news. It has to be decided by the voters of the town.
That's correct.
Via, town meeting. The
Well, now
official
it's gonna be
ballot.
ballot.
So, that's what I meant. So, as for, I'm not gonna suggest that well, you can do it next week if you want, when Miles is here, if you wanna go forward with it, but I don't think it should be coming from the board. I think if people
No,
really
if they
wanna do
want
away
it,
with the
let them
residence
write
tax,
Yep,
they can petition us.
Yep.
I'm not
I agree.
I'm not gonna,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna suggest it. We've already done the other half of that equation, or suggestion rather. I was okay with that, but I'm not, I don't want to recommend them do it with the residence tax, so I'm gonna have it taken off the agenda, but I wanted to mention that it cannot be done through board action, it has to be done via the voters on election day, so we'll remove that from the agenda. Tax rate setting reports are due, they certainly are. So we have in your folder there, one of the pieces that we need to sign off on. The MS 535, is it? How about that? Which is the financial report of the budget to the state. Our auditor does his audit, and we had to check to make sure that it was accurate. So we have done that now. We're ready to sign.
This is blessed by the auditors, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a letter that's going, we'll take up afterwards, I guess, when we get to the folder. I'll throw that out. So the next thing that we need to fill out is the MS1. We are waiting for for Chad to print it out. And we will sign it.
Okay.
So that's the next big thing, it's not in the folder, but so everyone's aware that's the next big piece that we need to send in. And we will, so this now will get uploaded into the portal and sent off to the nice people in Concord.
Okay.
Recreation, do we have a budget update?
I don't.
Okay.
They are still working on it. We're meeting,
The final bill's not coming for the buses, or?
well, I just signed some bills for busing.
Oh.
This was all taken care of and it's not.
Okay.
So, Caroline has been working with Dee, and then Caroline, Dee and I are meeting, not this week, but next week on a Friday,
Okay.
going over it, and then Dee and I are working the following Tuesday to prepare the budget for 19.
Gotcha,
So-
that was my next question, okay.
Yep, so it's on the plate, and we're getting ready to do it, but I
Okay.
thought for sure the bills would all be in by now, but they're
And they
not.
haven't all come in.
No,
Okay, I
So-
can't fault them for not having all the bills.
yeah,
If they haven't been sent to them, I
so
can't
they're
fault
just,
them.
it's just busing, but Caroline said tonight that that's, she thinks that's it, so.
Okay,
And
Uh,
it's not as bleak as she thinks it's not as bleak as we thought it would be, so that's good news, but I don't know what that
but it's still
dollar
bleak.
is yet.
Okay, not as bleak, but bleak. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll stand by for that
Yeah,
one
yeah,
then.
stand
All
by.
right, so recreation snack refunds, are we coming along?
Oh,
with
how
it?
did we, what did we decide on? You know what, I have to, my bad, I need,
The
to
rec
talk
folks,
to
we're gonna reach
Dee.
out to,
Dee and Kelly were
people.
going to go and see if they wanted to donate towards 2019.
Yeah.
I will follow up on that one, I'm sorry, I didn't follow up on that.
keep our-
We haven't done any reimbursements yet, because we're still,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
so.
All right.
We may have to do a few of those
We will
larger ones.
table both of those then
Yeah.
for now. All right. Filing plans for the planning board, so, this can come off, I just wanna, I've heard back from Andrea. I let her know what the fee was going to be that we set, not last, but the week before last, when we were here meeting, and she's accepted that, so we can take that off the agenda, but I just wanna let everyone know. Response to correspondence from Attorney Roberts' office. Typically, we ask him for things, but he is our legal counsel. Yes, his firm, and it's not necessarily Steve, but his firm represents, one of the doctor's practices over off of Old Rollinsford Road over at the hospital.
Mm-hmm,
And part of their building, actually not part of their building, the vacant space behind their building, their practice, is in Rollinsford.
mm-hmm,
So they get a tax bill for the
Mhm.
vacant land. Apparently, however, whoever set them up in assessing, whenever they set them up, it's been at least several, not longer than that, it's been a long time.
Mhm.
Steve, whoever talks about it in the letter,
mm-hmm,
didn't put it in as the association, it's a condo, I guess, so there's a
Mhm.
building association, I don't know how many practices are in there. But apparently we've only been billing one of them. So there's a urologist that gets the bill every year for this vacant lot behind the building that they all co-own.
mm-hmm.
I don't know why it was put in assessing that way, but that's how they put it in when they did it. So, this one urologist doesn't think it's fair that he gets stuck paying the bill for the vacant lot, which is true, he's not fair.
Yeah.
It should be billed to the association, so we need to respond to Attorney Roberts' firm. I only say that 'cause I don't remember who actually signed the letter, if it was Steve or not, I don't think it was, but,
Danielle,
okay.
yeah.
We should let them know that, yes, we are looking into the issue. We received your letter, thank you. We are looking into it, on how to set up an assessing to go to the entire association.
So are we gonna turn this over to Avatar,
Yes, I would think so,
so they can figure out how it's gonna be
yes.
taken care of, so we can say that we're forwarding it over to our assessing people
Yes.
and let them
Handle it,
come up with a plan and we will
Yeah.
get back to them?
yes,
Okay, so do you want me to write that note too?
please.
Okay.
You can make that, we'll all fit on a schedule, yes. That's how it should have been done to begin with. I don't know
Right.
why, like I said, I don't know why they got put in that way, but they did, so.
Okay,
I don't know if it was done on our end or if it was actually done by, at one time, a lot of assessing information was put in via this office here.
mm-hmm,
Not all of it, some of it, so, some select board members put in information over the years.
okay,
It's, some of it's getting cleaned up, so this might be one of the cases, I don't know though. Or it could have been, it could very well could have been Avatar, but
okay.
we will have them work on it. But we need to let the attorneys know that we are working on it.
Our actions, right? So I'm saying we turn over to Avatar to determine how it equally gets shared and then notify legal of actions,
Yes.
okay?
Yep, perfect. Thank you for that. Okay. Alternative electric sources, G. The water commissioners have, or at least one of them, has let me know that they are no longer pursuing other rates because Eversource has lowered their rates to a competitive level, so they're gonna just stick with them.
Okay,
So we would consider doing what they were doing, and I'm trying to think of who, I think it was Frank, has someone else at his home, was trying to see if he can get a better rate for the district.
mm-hmm,
But Eversource now has lowered their rates to be competitive with this other firm, so they are not taking any action. So we can add this though to the charge of what I would like to see happen, the reformation of the Energy Committee, if we want to. They can look into that.
okay,
I don't know if it's gonna be worth their time, because Eversource has divested fully now of all of their plants that,
Mhm.
that created energy, produced energy rather, so they're fully divested now. So, the idea was, when that happened, ratepayers wouldn't be on the hook paying for all the plants, right, all the
Mhm,
upgrades that they
mhm.
required over the
Yeah.
years. The legislature and the EPA required over the years, so that, they've sold them all off, so they're buying on the open market like everybody else. It's supposed to make it cheaper, we will see in the long run, I don't know, but, so far it's working, that's a good thing. So we'll hold off on that, and then there's this, Stratford Regional Planning Commission Energy Aggregation Proposal.
it's right here. Oh, is this it? Several plans submitted the road, oh, I'm sorry, this is road surface.
Oh, that's the road service one, so they were gonna look and see about, pooling, and buying, much like we do with propane or natural gas rather than
Yeah.
oil. Is it cost effective for a number of entities to pool together, which I had to believe is true, it would probably be more cost effective to do it this way, but I don't know, they're gonna try to figure it out. Whether or not we can save money by going together with, other communities or, other entities within the county, so they're looking to see if they can get a proposal together. So, I would think that would be also something that the Energy Committee, we could, send to them to take a look at. We don't have, under here, I thought I was gonna add it on, so we will, after we get to, the transfer station post-closure report, we'll have a new letter. We'll have a letter J, and we'll talk about reinstituting the Energy Committee. When we get to it,
Yep,
sorry. My head is swimming from cold medicine still, I'm sorry. Transfer station post-closure report, I don't think I was waiting for anything else, I think it's all fully filled out.
No, still sitting here.
Then that's not the, I have my own, is that not the same copy as the one I've been working on?
I don't know.
No,
I don't think
she must have given me a new clean copy. Oh, no, there are check marks in there. What is this?
Oh, that's not,
Oh, that's the budget. All right, well, I have filled out a different one, so I'll bring it in tomorrow. I have it, it's all filled out, so.
Okay, so this is
It has
a,
to be signed, signed in the meeting, does it? No. And we'll send
signed
it
by a
in.
notary,
I think so.
I think that's what it just said in the bottom. No?
By signing below, I affirm the material information submitted in this report is correct and complete to the best of my knowledge and belief that I am a person duly authorized to sign the, I'll just do it, it's already late, I'll just bring it in next week, it's done, so
Okay,
just add it to the file.
okay,
I She forwarded me the PDF, I just printed it out,
okay.
so, we're good, finally.
So are you gonna sign it tomorrow? when you
No,
get it?
I'll do it next week, I'll do it in the meeting, so we actually have the full report, it's already late, so. There's no finalists associated with it, it's a plus. Okay, town administration, standing items, board member activities and updates. We have town elections, state primary election tomorrow.
I will be here after work for the rest of the time.
Alrighty, I will be here. Maybe we can, email Mr. England and tell him that he's been appointed. to the
He
board.
has to be here
He
tomorrow.
can come in tomorrow and get sworn in, and he can sit here all day too.
Let me see, I don't have my paperwork with me. I have 2 rec meetings,
Mhm.
I think that's all. I think that's it.
Well, the planning board met last week. We gave permission, conditional approval to, a auto, inspection repair facility over on Sunnywood Road. That's operating there now, but they were only doing, commercial vehicles associated with landscaping business that was there. So he's he's been several months now, he's been through the process, he can do, regular private vehicles, so.
What are we gonna do about the letter we received from Somersworth Road?
I think there's something in there, isn't there something else in there?
No.
Okay. I think we're gonna talk about it at the end of the meeting in non-public, it's a legal
Okay.
issue.
Okay.
And a reputational issue, potentially, but mostly a legal issue is what I
Okay.
wanna talk about. But thank you for the reminder, I'm so out of it this morning, I'm sorry, I meant to have that added to the agenda as well.
Okay.
But we will at the very end, we're not gonna do anything else, we're just gonna go home after that, so. I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget it again. But thank you for reminding me, it's gonna be a non-public to deal with legal issue.
You forgot your weather chat, the energy committee.
Thank you. Theraflu is a marvelous concoction that makes your head very heavy. All right, thank you, Sonia. Anyway, so planning board met. I don't think I did anything else last week besides my to-do list. Letter J, if you don't mind going back. I think it's in our the town's benefit to reinstitute the energy committee.
Sure.
Okay, do you wanna make that motion?
I make a motion
Oh,
to
okay.
reinstate
Oh, go ahead,
the
Jane.
Energy Committee.
All right, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we will have reinstated, it's a select board committee anyway, so it's just an advisory committee of the select board, so it's not something that, it's something we can create, all those ad hoc committees we can do. So we will put out a general call,
Okay.
we're going to appoint Celia Leopold to be the organizer, is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, and once you're on there, you can all decide who wants to actually lead you, but you have said you would be willing to, we're gonna send out an email asking people, so you don't have to reply again, you're gonna be on, so. But once we get a critical mass, we will send you their names, you can organize a meeting, okay? Don't forget to have it posted and all that, so. You don't have to videotape it, but just post it so people know that it's happening, and work with Caroline for that. All right, thank you, we'll go back, thank you for that reminder. Building permits, all right, let's do this quickly, we'll go home. Well, the first thing we have is actually a certificate of occupancy. It is for a single-family home on 14 Wetmore Street. It was inspected by Mr. Clark, so a $50 fee.
Uh-oh,
Uh-oh, what,
we have to go back.
what? Well, we
Is that
have,
correspondences?
yeah, that's
Oh,
under the
okay,
folder of
okay.
stuff, so we'll do that then. I have another one. We have another certificate of occupancy, this time for 31 Wetmore Street. Mr. Clark, he has $50 fee, he's obviously reviewed it, he filled it out. Alright. We have some, okay, I don't know, I'll have to look at this, I didn't look into it yet. Well, only one building permit tonight, 91 Toll Road. It's, what is it?
Where's Toll Road?
Toll Road is what used to be,
It's from
the-
Mr.
Oh, yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Electric
yeah,
is,
yeah, 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 okay.
087.
oh yeah, 2018-087.
Okay.
It's, they're doing some kitchen upgrading, so. Anyways, it's a $215 fee. I forget how we're supposed to be doing this now, but it's just as easy for me to say what I just said, so. We can go back and argue that again some of the time, but I've already screwed it up, so for tonight. Yeah, do you wanna do a motion for this, for the town clerk, it's a budgeted expense for the dog licensing software she has.
All right, motion to accept purchase order 1519, Interware Development for the town clerk, 1-year software support for $364. Does she have a line for that?
Yeah, second, yeah, I think so. Yeah, it is a, excuse me, it is a budgeted expense. I don't know if we understood that when we approved it the first time around, but I understand it now, so where is it? Find it here. Let's see where it comes out of. Town clerk info services. Nope. That's where I would've thought it would've come out of. I know we budgeted it somewhere. I know we had a conversation about how we didn't think it was gonna be an annual expense. But it was. And then I would have to. I'll see it on here. Remember the place now. I know we. Do you wanna hold off on it or just?
No,
Okay.
no,
All right.
I'm sure there's some place to put it.
Yeah. No, it is something we've discussed in the past, because like I said, we didn't know it was an ongoing expense. We thought it was just a one-off, but it's to update the software that she
Okay.
uses. Okay. All those in favor of purchase order 1519 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Oh, actually, no, it stays in this folder, I forgot.
It's what?
It stays in this folder, I forgot.
Do you want these two?
Those,
No,
those
those-
are Caroline ones, this is
Oh,
the town,
oh,
this
oh.
goes back to the town clerk and she
Oh,
does
okay.
whatever she wants to do with it, so. All right, we've got, please sign and return these 3 applications reviewed by Chad. The applications and said Chad reviewed the applications and said they all qualified and entered the credit into the assessing for us. Okay, this is, veterans tax credits. Or that's not the regular one, it's the permanent one. Yeah, tax credit, veterans tax credit, so. I like to use, every year this DD 14 came out was the best one, because this one actually says in big, large print, honorable discharge. Have you sat through this process? You've sat through this, haven't you?
Mm-mm.
There's no consistency between the branches and the years of service, so some actually say it and some don't say it on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or some say it in slightly different ways, it's just, you gotta hunt for it. This one's just large print, so it's kinda nice. Just sign them all and pass it over, there's 3 of them
We have to all sign it?
here. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, see, it's in a different spot, there's both Air Force, but because they were different times, different decades, they were just in different spots, it's just frustrating to have to try to find it, so there's no consistency. And that's all we have for the red folder. I think, oh, we gotta go back, we gotta review your stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'll sign it afterwards, I'll do this.
Oh, you can, sorry, you can, it's fine.
Well, we'll just fit this two thing in. I have purchase order 1296, Green Shadow Property Maintenance, Newtown and Old Town Cemetery Mowing and Trimming, 7th mowing, for $1,345.
All right, second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
There was quite a discussion on
I saw that.
one of those things. I don't know why I decided to respond. It was like, we have nothing to do with when the town cemetery gets plowed, mowed rather. You know, it's the cemetery trustees, so.
All right, and then I have purchase order 1295, sorry, I didn't want to order. Green Shadow Property Maintenance, Newtown and Old Town Cemetery Mowing and Trimming, 6th mowing for $1,345.
I'll second that one. I should have noted on that one, actually, you did the number 7 mowing.
Yeah,
This was done on, Mark filled it out on August 30th.
yeah.
The stuff on Facebook was like 2 or 3 days before that, I think, so. There's your answer, folks. It just hadn't been done yet. I've just signed it. All those in favor of purchase order 1295 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? I need to go home.
We have this letter. Do you want me to read it?
Well, it depends what it is. Oh, it's a
The-
non-compliance letter?
There's not the driveway paving on the street. Has a permit. Oh,
I never
yeah,
even-
they
any
needed
idea
to
what this is.
okay, I'll read it. It's from you
Okay,
to,
great.
to Bruce.
Who am I
Burbidge.
sending it to? Bruce
The
Burbidge,
select
okay.
board has been appraised of the following activity on your property in Portland Avenue. Paving is quite likely that the above activity requires a building permit. Please contact Caroline Candle in order to review relevant building requirements and to start the permitting process if necessary. Please note this driveway paving is on a state road, requires a permit from the state of New Hampshire Department of Transportation, Division 6. Please submit approval for that application for your building permit. The consistent application of town regulations, particularly with regard to property values, provides the equity distribution of taxation to all property owners if the select board's expressed wishes to be fair, equal, and consistent in such manners. Michael Rolo. So it's the one on Route 4 by,
Yeah, no, I know, I.
they've been doing some work over there,
And he has a building permit for that, so I wanna make sure that,
but he needs a permission one.
to pave, his driveway,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
I just. Well,
Right now
she
they
must
haven't-
have looked to see if we have it
Yeah, right
on
now there
file.
isn't any paving done, but they're preparing for it, it looks like.
She must have put it down. I'm gonna sign it, but we'll put a sticky note on it to see Mike before you send it out. 'Cause I wanna
Okay.
ask her to I wanna double check because Mr. Morbridge has building permit, if I remember it. So, and he had, anyways.
I was just wondering about the permit, the property address.
It's the one
It's on
right across
Portland
from
Ave, it doesn't have a
Alexander's.
number yet,
Oh,
so it's, just say Portland Ave, map 3, lots 24 and 24-1. Yeah, do you mind sticking that on there, thank you. Before we send a letter to someone, I wanna make sure we actually, I'm sure she already has, but this one just gives me pause, because I remember we got we got several emails from the state regarding permits that they've issued over the last 6 months. There was a couple on Silver, there was that new construction down on Silver at the other end down there. And I thought there was one on Portland, but it might not be this one. I just wanna make sure, I don't wanna send a letter to someone
Yep.
we don't need, so.
Okay, so then I have Stratford Regional Planning Commission to you. Please submit the proposal to update the road service management system inventory analysis for the town of Rollinsford. This effort is to update the 2016 RSMS inventory and report for local class V roads, or 5 roads, right?
Mhm.
Any data collection will be performed by the town during the standard field season prior to mid-October. The following summarizes the tasks and associated costs of conducting this work, where phase 1 is the inventory update process and phase 2 is the analysis of the scenario report. It lists and it says the total cost to the town is $1,400.
Yeah, this was the, I wrote this letter. Actually, they emailed it to us as well. Recall back before Suzanne left the board, she was, actually, I think it was the week she was leaving the board, she was meeting with the folks from Stratford Regional to work on the rate setting for the upgrades to the road maintenance. And Stratford Regional wanted to have their staff at a considerable cost really to the town, do the evaluation of the roads.
Mhm.
And George feels that he can do it himself
Mhm.
and do the work on the just forgetting what I was gonna say, sorry. The evaluation of the roads and then and report back. So we don't need to be charged by the nice folks at Stratford Regional for that. But there are other there is other work that would be associated with updating the file. So there's the Excel file generation, that's a $40 cost. Rollinsford town officials will assess the pavement conditions and send data back to SRPC. There's no cost to the town for that, as far as this goes anyways.
Mhm.
Obviously, there's hours that we pay George. Quality assurance, quality control of collected data, there's 4 hours associated with that at $160. Analysis of data and generation of preliminary pavement management scenarios, there's 6 hours of that at $240. That's how we get to 1,400. Working meeting to review scenarios with Rollinsford officials. I anticipate 9 hours to do that, to meet with us. Final review of pavement management scenarios, another 6 hours. A meeting with municipality to review draft RSMS findings, another 6 hours. And the completion of final RSMS report and delivery of final product to the town. Also, I think that'll be about 9 hours, so for a subtotal of 41 hours, which would be $1,400. So.
So was this already approved, or is this something we have to approve?
We would need to approve, so
Okay.
I should just read the entire letter. Dear Mr. Rowland, the Stratford Regional Planning Commission is pleased to submit a proposal to update the road surface management system inventory and analysis for the town of Rollinsford. This effort will update the 2016 RSMS inventory and report for local class 6. Did you already read this? And I'm just forgetting,
did.
you just read it?
I already read it.
Sorry, as I said, Theraflu was wonderful. So, this is the bare minimum, because we're gonna perform, I shouldn't say that, there is quite a bit of work here, but we're doing the assessing of the roads and the conditions and sending that data back. That would have been where it would have been multiple thousands of dollars it would have cost us, as I recall, Suzanne's assessment. I think we should go forward with it. It's important to keep the assessment of our roads up to date, and eventually we'll keep overall costs down, I would imagine, because we have an actual assessment
Mhm.
and roadmap, if you will, of keeping the roads in good condition, so, which also then helps us to prioritize which roads, you know. We have this wonderful program now, thanks to Stratford Regional, which we base our assessments on, right? This is just the next phase of that, so
Mhm.
I would suggest we go along with it, and we enter in with Stratford Regional. We can wait till next week if we wanna discuss it with Miles, so, or we can do it now, that's fine by me.
Do we have money in the budget?
Yeah, I believe we do. I believe we do, but why don't we
Wanna,
post a note and I will go, this will be one of my to-do things with Caroline tomorrow.
so what do you want me to note to say?
Where would this come out of the, is it this year's budget or next year's budget? It's this year's budget clearly, but where would it come out of this year's budget, I guess, sorry. RSMS. Alright. Anything else in there? I hope not.
Nope, well, I have two pieces of
Fading
paper,
faster,
but
I'm sorry. Just-
this is just a frontline supervisor, it's just a, website for a course. And then this is a public hearing notice for Health Trust on September 27th in Guilford and Concord
Oh,
to hold the fund.
is it a
Rate setting and
hearing?
surplus returns of Health Trust covered
Yeah.
lines.
I think not Health Trust, what am I going to on Friday? I'm going to, the Municipal Association's Legislative Policy Conference. That's what I'm going to. Remember, we had that in a proxy, or one of us had to go and vote on whether or not we were gonna support certain things. So, yeah, that's Friday.
That's Friday.
Should have added that to my list of things I'm doing this week, I
There
guess.
you go.
Anything
That's
else? All right. Any other,
Destroy,
oh, sure.
toss, yeah.
Put it in the circular file. Community input, that's what I was looking for, sorry.
With the change on the corner of Church and, Jesse Doe, I know C&J has gone through the planning board. Will this affect their plans? Do we know if that'll make the intersection a little bit more congested with the buses coming in and out of that triangle there?
I don't think so, because the stops, the way I understand it, the stop sign is gonna be facing the church, so if you were coming,
There's gonna be stop signs on each one.
yeah,
That's all.
that's true.
Right.
It's not
That-
changing the pattern
Right,
of
so there shouldn't be,
traffic.
right, so there shouldn't be, it's right, there is a stop sign on the other side there, yeah,
Yeah.
so that shouldn't be, it's more of the
I think
folks
it's
coming
Safer.
up Church, from Main Street. So they'll continue to have the right of way because there won't be a stop sign there.
Right.
So I don't think, if anything, I think it's just gonna make it safer. I don't think it'll be more
I
congested.
don't think it'll affect C&J at
But-
all, because they already have a stop sign that they have to stop at.
But when their buses are coming,
They're building a new bus barn right on that corner.
yeah, but,
That's the cleaning, or
Yeah.
where they put them and store them.
there's not gonna be more buses, they're just
Right.
gonna be stored. They're
Okay,
gonna, is that
It's-
stored or
it-
cleaning?
I thought it was a cleaning,
That
and
one's
they're keeping them
cleaning.
there at night once
Right.
they've been washed and cleaned.
Right. So
So
it's not
yeah,
more
it's
additional
not
buses,
more.
it's,
That's my understanding.
yeah, you're right, there's not additional buses, it's just,
Yeah.
if anything, I think the stop sign will actually help quite a bit, because, if the bus is coming up from under up Church Street from the underpass from Maine, they'll have to stop there. And if there's someone coming, up Church Street, head towards Jesse Doe, or taking a right towards the other end of Church Street, they, don't have to deal with an incoming bus,
Yeah, I think it would be
you know.
safer for them when they're coming back home, the buses,
Hmm.
that you have two stops.
In my mind, it's a win-win
Yeah, I think
for
so.
both, for pedestrians, for bus traffic, and for regular motor vehicle, but time will tell, I guess, you live up there, you
At
could tell
some
us
point,
eventually.
this may be for the highway safety committee to look at the parking, on-street parking that happens when the church has big holidays. Cause you have parking all down Church Street and onto Jesse
both
Dole
sides?
Lights. Sometimes, when there's a big event, like Easter or Christmas, it's on both sides of the road.
Hmm.
So, that's something probably to be addressed by the highway safety
Mhm.
committee
Mm.
versus here.
Yeah.
And the chief of police spoke about the railway shutting down.
Mhm.
When the town gets word of that, is a notice going out to the?
Oh, yeah,
I would have
oh,
to.
definitely, most
Okay.
definitely, it will be posted, all the usual places, like online and, here, and, there's 3 places, the library here and the post office.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Motion to go into non-public?
Oh, that's right, how soon I forgot. I was hoping we were going home. All right, Denise moves that we go into non-public session to deal with a legal issue. Mike seconds. Denise?
Yes?
Mike, yes. We were in non-public session to deal with legal issue, and then we're going right home. Trust me, I'm not hanging up. I'll see you all hopefully tomorrow. Don't forget to vote in the state primary election.
Yeah, this is just my glucose monitor.
7:45, so remember that when we go back out.
It's 7:45.
Checks to see what my
It won't be
sugar
long. I
level
don't
is.
think.
Okay.
Use the needle.
That's right.